She refused to keep her fat mouth shut.
Disney's Snow White was essentially a box office dud.
Rachel Zegler has been described as a walking PR disaster for Disney. We've heard her.
Disney appears to be washing their hands of Rachel Zegler entirely. After her refusal to keep her opinions to herself, particularly regarding the classic Snow White, the backlash has been intense. Zegler has been labeled a walking PR disaster for Disney, and her comments have turned what should have been a fairy tale into a nightmare. Now, her bratty attitude is getting her blacklisted in Hollywood. While audiences still line up to see other stars, Zegler is facing a very different reality. In a surprising twist, Zegler is reportedly preparing to sue Disney and other major studios for terminating her future contracts without cause.
To everyone who hates when I win, the winged victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still line up to see her. And everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
This bizarre situation has left many wondering what exactly is happening in Hollywood. We've seen career nosedives before, but Zegler's fall feels like a comet crashing to Earth. We are witnessing the Rachel Zegler effect in real time, and it's akin to watching a train wreck unfold in slow motion. Zegler, a spicy Latina with skin as pale as snow, has somehow transformed from Hollywood's next big star to its biggest disaster. It all began when she made controversial comments about the original Snow White film, calling it weird and outdated. The original cartoon debuted in 1937, and it's clear that you can mess with a lot of things in Hollywood. But nostalgia is not one of them. Naturally, the internet exploded with outrage, and fans began calling for Disney to drop her. It seems Disney has indeed listened, as Zegler's future with the company is now in jeopardy. The trouble started when Zegler's interviews about Snow White went viral, but not in a good way. Instead of celebrating the magic of the 1937 classic, she dismissed it as sexist and irrelevant.
We're now preparing to sue Disney as well as other mega movie studios for terminating her future contracts without reason.
She downplayed the original love story, labeling it creepy and unnecessary. She declared that her character wouldn't be saved by a prince, and instead would be focused on becoming a leader. While Disney fans cherish Snow White as a timeless classic, Zegler's comments made it sound like she was starring in Snow White and the Feminist Manifesto. Unsurprisingly, audiences were not amused. Comments flooded in, with many declaring they would never watch this garbage.
That is not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be.
Hollywood loves a good narrative, but there's a fine line between advocacy and being insufferable, and it seems Zegler may have crossed it. Each interview felt less like movie promotion and more like a Twitter thread dissecting why everything is problematic. The result? A box office disaster for what was supposed to be a major Disney live-action remake. Rumors are swirling that Disney has had enough of Zegler's PR blunders and is quietly severing ties with her.
Continue shitting on Snow White and the prince and young love and women who want to get married.
To make matters even more dramatic, they are allegedly planning to announce her termination on Christmas Day. That's right. Disney, the company synonymous with wholesome magic and holiday cheer, might be delivering Zegler's termination notice as a holiday gift. Can you blame them? The writing has been on the wall for a while. Zegler has been attached to multiple projects that either flopped or underperformed.
Yeah, they certainly are. Now listen, if Disney wants to make more woke films that tank at the box office, they are more than welcome to do that, but maybe think of an original idea. Maybe not destroy a classic from my childhood.
West Side Story had disappointing numbers. Shazam! Fury of the Gods was a box office ghost town, and Hunger Games: The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes became the lowest grossing film in the entire franchise. Disney is in crisis mode, trying to recover from a series of financial missteps, cough, The Marvels, cough, and they can't afford to keep investing in someone who seems to repel audiences. If Disney wants to continue making woke films that tank at the box office, that's their choice. But perhaps they should consider creating original ideas instead of tarnishing beloved classics from our childhood.
Well, there has been inevitable backlash online, fans accusing Disney of inserting unnecessary feminism into classic fairy tales.
As the backlash against Zegler grows, old clips of her have resurfaced, leading to speculation that her scenes could be cut entirely. Instead of engaging in damage control, she seemed to double down, laughing off criticisms and appearing annoyed at the idea of promoting the film. When asked if she was excited to play Snow White, she bluntly stated, "I don't really like the original movie." The backlash has been inevitable, with fans accusing Disney of inserting unnecessary feminism into classic fairy tales.
The original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
Disney invested over $250 million into Snow White, expecting a global box office smash, but what they got instead was a nightmare. Early projections indicated a brutal flop, with one of the worst openings for a Disney live-action remake. Currently, Snow White and the Seven Pronouns sits at a dismal 43% on Rotten Tomatoes, and let's not even discuss its performance in China, where it reportedly made less than $1 million. It turns out that alienating your audience and trashing a classic isn't the best marketing strategy. One of Zegler's biggest complaints about Snow White was the prince. She repeatedly mocked the original romance, calling him a stalker and suggesting his scenes should be cut entirely. While the prince may not be the most developed Disney character, did she forget she was starring in a love story? It's like signing up for Romeo and Juliet and then demanding that Romeo be written out. Naturally, Disney fans didn't take kindly to this, and social media erupted with calls to boycott the film. Things took a turn for the worse when Peter Dinklage criticized Disney for including dwarves in the film, calling it offensive. In a panic, Disney scrapped the classic dwarves and replaced them with random CGI creatures. Zegler praised this decision, acting as if she had personally reinvented fairy tales. Instead of applause, fans were left confused and frustrated, wondering if anyone involved in this film even liked Snow White. To add insult to injury, Y2K was completely overshadowed by films that had been out for weeks.
These are roles made for actors of my stature. I can't go out for the Harrison Ford or the George Clooney roles because that's not for me.
Even a re-release of Interstellar, a movie from 2014, outperformed Zegler's brand new film. If only they had kept the dwarves in Snow White, perhaps the turnout would have been better. The backlash was so severe that Disney reportedly scrapped the original release date for Snow White and is now desperately trying to figure out what to do: reshoots, recasting, or maybe just quietly letting it disappear into the Disney vault forever. Jonah Platt, a Disney producer's son, has blamed the entire disaster on Zegler, claiming her political views and narcissism are what tanked the movie. He deleted the Instagram post where he roasted her, but the digital footprint remains. What do you do when you have a narcissistic nightmare trying to ruin a film? After multiple flops, industry insiders are reportedly steering clear of Zegler like she's got cooties. One studio executive stated, "It's not just her numbers, it's the baggage she brings." In their opinion, Zegler is not just bad for business, she's a liability. In Hollywood, if you're not making money, you're not making movies.
Better person, in my opinion. Rachel is literally the star of a Disney movie, and she acts like she's some sort of victim, and that's the sort of mentality that is just poisoning people's minds. Like, she acts like...
It's not just Hollywood turning its back on Zegler, the internet has collectively decided she's canceled. The Snow White trailer has racked up millions of dislikes, and social media has turned her into a meme machine. People are creating edits of her interviews with captions like "how to kill a movie franchise in 10 seconds or less." She has become the poster child for Hollywood misfires, and at this point, if you see her name on a movie poster, you already know it's a financial risk. In the end, Rachel is learning the hard way that Hollywood isn't just about talent, it's about likability. You can't alienate your audience and disrespect beloved franchises and expect to stay on top. Zegler has gone from Hollywood's next big thing to its biggest disaster in record time. The lesson here is simple. Never bite the hand that feeds you. In this town, once they're done with you, there's no coming back. So long, Snow White. It looks like the fairest of them all just got the cold shoulder in Hollywood. What do you think? Was Disney right to distance itself from her, or are they just shifting the blame? Would you still watch a movie with Rachel Zegler in the future, or is she completely canceled in your eyes? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay updated on all the latest celebrity news. And hey, check out our next video, you won't want to miss it.